the couch. Like, I was mad, and he wanted me to talk to him. But he knew, like, okay, let me give her space before it goes out of... Even when
we not mad at each other, we always believe that in the perfect... I want to say in a perfect relationship, even though it's not perfect, but in a great stable relationship, there's nothing wrong with having space sometimes. Like,
absolutely not.
She's like, if she's home doing work, I'll probably go to my homeboy house, watch football or something, or I could be home. I don't want to go nowhere. I just want to be asleep, but she'll go out with her friends or just be with her family. And like, that's I always felt that it's always good to give, your companion, your best friend, your lover some space, So it's...
No, I agree. You don't want to always be on top of your partner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, y'all gotta be close, but know when it's time to just, fall back a little bit for a little while.
But the wedding preparations...
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
I have a story about our wedding. So when Will proposed, I decided that I wanted to do a big wedding. And like we were going to go all out. Like we had this elaborate plan, and we went to all these venues. And like in New York, these venues will cost you $20,000.
Dang.
And like maybe more.
And that's not even that crazy.
Yeah. So we started arguing, and like more than like usual, like just random arguments about anything, like just everything. So we just decided one day that we weren't gonna do the big wedding because the arguments were just. The arguments were getting so intense that, it wasn't us. I'm a simple type of girl. Will isn't really like this big, So we were like, let's just do it in his mom's house. There's a room in there that I like to sit because it's quiet and I feel at peace. So we moved that room around and we got married there.
Yeah, we did. It was super intimate. And like Laura said, we did at first want to do the big wedding.
Yeah.
We went to different venues. They were pricing it out. And, these venues are gorgeous. Like, these are beautiful places. Like, I'm not knocking it at all. But it's like, for us, and everybody's different, but for us, it's like, we pretty much going to be coming out of pocket ourselves. It's not like we had anybody paying.
And we had Jackson already.
Yeah,
Jackson. We're already paying for him. We have things that we want to do, and like Laura said, it was so stressful that like we're literally just being like the most petty people in the world, like fighting for like the most stupid things, and it's like. You really kind of got to look in the mirror, like...
Yeah, we were like, this isn't even us.
Why, why is this happening? So, we kind of just came to an agreement, like, listen, this is super stressful financially and everything else. Let's just do something real intimate. And what I will say is, you got to do what makes you happy. So, I'm 31 years old. A lot of my friends right now, are getting married. I've been to, like 4 or 5 weddings in the past year.
Oh, yeah.
This is the age where a lot of people are, doing that. So, what I will say is, do what makes you happy. Yes. Just because I'm sitting here saying, we did an intimate.
Oh yeah,
no. That don't mean it's right for you.
That's what was right for us.
Yeah.
Because we had a child. And we were, like, really just worried about how we were going to feed him in order to do this wedding that we were going to pay $20,000 for. And then it just became... It wasn't fun. So we were like, let's just...
My boy, whose wedding I was in, which was 2 years ago, they went all out. They probably spent 50, 60 grand on this wedding. But that's what made them happy.
That's a house.
No, it was crazy. Their wedding was crazy. And I mean... Again, it's all a circumstance thing. This particular person, was blessed enough that his now wife's father paid for the whole wedding.
Yeah.
You know, he gave them a check for $70,000. But that's not everybody's situation. You know what I mean? If you're blessed enough to have that, cool. You know, do what you want with it. You know, as long as it's making you happy. So, biggest thing is you don't want to have the best day, what's supposed to be the best day of your life. You don't want to be regret, like, oh, I wish I would have did this, or I wish I would have did that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, ours was very intimate. It was our closest friends. You know, it was in my parents' house. Jackson was there, fresh to death. You know, fresh haircut. He had this clean suit on. Yeah. You know, Laura was looking gorgeous. We was good, and it was amazing. You know, Laura's grandparents was there. You know, they flew out from Miami, and like it was nice. It was really nice. Yeah. So with the two of you, just whatever it is that you feel like in your heart, like this is what's gonna make me happy, do it. Don't listen to anybody like, oh, this person doesn't want you to do that because it's gonna cost too much. You should do this. Like, don't listen to that. This is your wedding.
Yes,
you know?
and don't be afraid to not invite people you do not want there because your parents want them there.
I'm not afraid.
Okay, you say no. I don't know them. I'm not coming.
I think that part right there is one of the things that for us is hard. Like moving the wedding up for our listeners, we moved our wedding up. Having his granddad there, because I know my granddad and grandma were there for Laura's wedding because they were able to. Yeah. That was important to her, and it's important to me as well. But with the circumstances, I know he can't. So I understand how important it is for John to have his granddad there. So I'm willing to make that sacrifice because if it was me, he would be willing to make that sacrifice.
But I feel like, you know, in both our circumstances, like we just feel like it's both right. You know, you know. And I'm not
waiting till December to marry you. I'm ready to marry you tomorrow.
Exactly, but like, you know, we you know, like our parents, of course our parents, but especially our grandparents, they getting older and stuff like that. And I was having a conversation with her. I was like, you know, I just feel like, you know, it just feels right because my grandma passed away 4 years ago. You know, that was like, you know, that was my baby. You know, so like, you know, my granddad, you know, I'm like, you know, I want him to be her. You know, same with her grandparents. You know, I want them to, you know, just even though they may not be at the ceremony, granddad, but I want him to, you know that, oh, like, you know, she's married and stuff. She's, you know, so it's just like, you know, I just feel like I don't know. That's one thing I love about Sadery because I'm the same way. Like we both family oriented, so like we just, you know, like you said earlier, like when we first did the preparations, like, you know, we both wanted like, you know, like a big wedding, you know, not too big, but like, you know, big, you know, right. But we looked at a couple venues and stuff like that, and it was too costly. So, and then we went through a little skirmish, and we were just like, you know what, let's just have it small, you know, close family, close friends. Yeah. But I told her, you know, regardless what's gonna happen 5, 7, 10 years from now when we renew our vows, like I'm gonna have the money by that time. I still wanna do that. You know. Well,
I told Laura the same thing. I was like, listen, you know, 5, 10 years down the road, we're gonna, you know, be closer to our goals. Yeah. You know, and we'll do something big at that point. You know.
But yeah, that's you know, that's why we made this episode because, you know, we wanted, you know, advice.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll say you guys are strong. You know, like I'll say that. I mean, just from even before I met you, just from what I heard about you, I know like, you know, you're a stand-up dude. Like, you know, you're an A1 guy, which is important. And like now that I actually know you, like, you know, y'all gonna be fine. Like y'all are very strong, both of y'all. You know, you guys work together. You're both patient. neither one of you are malicious, because to me that's the biggest thing that kind of breaks people up, is when it's like, you know, somebody's mad about something.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go do this because you did that.
Yeah,
that's not gonna work.
A tit for tat.
We like to keep it, you know. We like to keep it at home.
Yeah.
You know, like growing up, you know, in my family, like my even though I grew up like in a single parent home, like my grandparents, my grand aunts and uncles and them, they was together for like 60, 70 years and stuff. Yeah. So I acknowledge that, like, you know, I want that. My mom always told me, you know, as you get older, I want you to have your own family. I want you to find that person and build that, you know, because I was like the little boy, you know, in elementary school, middle school, and in high school. I'm like, you know, even though I was still, you know, flirting with girls and stuff like that, but I'm like, you know, I want to be married one day. Yeah. You know, I want to have a family and things like that. You know, even kids now, I work with kids, and they were saying, Coach Mobley, I'm never gonna get married. I said, why? Like, you still young and stuff, you know, you still got to learn. But I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, as you get older, you're going to find out, like, you know what, I want to, you know, settle down and stuff. Because I think in today's world, I think, like, all these shows, I don't even just blame social media. I think it's the shows, like, all these reality shows. Cause you gotta remember when we was growing up, we had like shows that was like family oriented.
Yeah, I say that all the time.
You like, I want that.
No more.
Yeah, like I want that family.
That's a great point, because I say that to myself. Like, I remember when I was growing up, I used to watch the Cosby Show, Fresh Prince, Family Matters. Full House, Seventh Heaven,
the Wayans
you know what I mean? These are all like family-oriented shows, and it's like now it's like Love and Hip Hop, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like you don't really
The Bachelor.
Yeah, like
it's all. Yeah, and listen. I watch Love and Hip Hop. I'm not complaining, but I'm a grown man. Like I think that when you're younger, you know, you're way more impressionable than you are as an adult. So it's like, you know, a lot of young people see this as like a lifestyle. And it's like, listen, whatever floats your boat, like do what makes you happy, but I don't think you see that same lifestyle that you did like back in the 90s, you know what I mean? Like that we grew up on. And like it's kind of sad, you know? It really is. It's kind of sad that now everybody just want to, like, you know, be like this, you know, super single bachelor forever. And
money is the most important thing.
It's all about money and girls. I mean, like, you know, everybody has to grow up and everybody does it at their own timing. But, you know, I'd like to... Maybe we should work on that, like a sitcom, like the family.
Family needs a reality.
Yeah, we was actually talking. We was like, because that's the reasons why. One of the reasons why we want to we made the podcast so we could, you know, one day branch out. You know, because, you know, in today's world, a lot of people want to see the visuals. You know, they like to listen too, but they need to see the visuals. And we was actually talking about, like, you know, have a family, you know, show. Because that's what's needed. You know?
I think our reality show would be super popular. I just put Jackson on there and let him.
He would entertain everyone.
Right, that would be entertaining.
Honestly, out of topic, I have an advice for you guys. Which I know I'm pretty. I mean, I've seen you guys be strong for this, but do not let any outsiders in your ear, because people in your face will be like, "Oh, you guys are such a great couple, la la la," and then behind your back, they're kind of like, "Oh, they're so fake. Oh my gosh!" Like recently, Will told me a story about somebody who, well, I thought. I mean, I'm not mad at her because I'm just used to people. I don't even want to call it hate. It's just people like to see other people kind of fail.
Yeah.
So, Will told me a story about this girl who I thought was, you know, really positive and this, that, and the third, saying one time he had written this beautiful message about me on Facebook, which he never really does. It was just like a special day that like we were really like talking about things, and he felt the moment. And so she had told somebody